All right. Thank you guys for being on the call today. I love seeing all of these faces. It just blesses my heart because, you get to do this business a lot by yourself. So, all right. Well, my name is Brooke Sperling, and I am head over Teammate to Love, and my beautiful team is here, and it is just wonderful. So, I have been reading a lot about a couple of different things, and finding out how to keep yourself from being in a frustrated, season of the business, and knowing where our roots are. So in every single thing that we have in life, we plant roots and we dig down deep. And so, I've done a lot of soul searching and listening to podcasts and reading and thinking about, what I wanted to talk to you guys about in this area, because I could go off on a lot of crazy things just because of where my heart has been. So, so today I want to talk to you about 3 costs of change. So it doesn't matter where you are in your business. We are always looking to change and grow, and what that looks like in our life can be different at every stage of being a coach. So it may run a few rabbit trails. So if you're taking notes, I'll try to point out, which one I'm talking about. So these costs right here are the price to having a better coaching business, the price to having a better fitness business, or fitness journey, not business, but yes, business. Better days ahead in the business, as far as feeling more confident about who you are and where you are, and moving forward in that with peace and with assurance that you're doing the right thing. Because quite often when bad things happen, or when, people either quit on you, or you get lots of no's and you've had a bad month, you question we all question if we're doing things right in our marriage and our parenting and friendships. You always question what you're doing. So I wanted to give you just some assurances on the cost that you're putting in here, so that you can look at that and think, am I willing to do this? So the first one is uncertainty. So with this business, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know how much you're going to put into it, how much, you see other coaches that are being successful, and we play the comparison game a lot, and looking at someone else's success and looking at yours and thinking, I don't know if I'm ever going to get there, because I've said that to myself quite often. So what if you put time in every day and no one says yes? Do you think about that? Do you think about, what if I do personal development and I still don't like when people tell me no, or when people reject me? That was a big one for me. I thought, I have been reading for months and months, and I still don't like it when people tell me no. Like, no one likes to be told no. What if I go through all my friends and I can't find more people? I thought of that question, and I thought, I probably in my first year thought of that. So what do you do when that happens? What do you do when some of these questions that you're thinking about, when it pertains to uncertainty? It doesn't matter. I've been in this business almost 4 years, and I still think about those things quite often. And what I do is I wake up and I do it anyways. When you feel those picking things, when things are not going so great, and when you're doing all the right things, and it still feels like a hailstorm on you, you wake up and you continue to do the same thing. You need to trust and believe in your abilities. I don't care if you've been a coach for a month. You have abilities to talk to people. You have abilities to do your own workout. You have abilities to make time. We make time for everything that we want to do. You have talents that God has given you to do amazing things. And to put yourself in a box of thinking that this uncertainty of, what if no one says yes? What if I run out of people? What if my personal development doesn't help me because I have tons of baggage, because I had a bad childhood, because people have been mean to me, or because I've tried other businesses and they didn't work, or, it could be a what if about anything in this business. So the bottom line is, are you willing to trust your abilities, your talents, your gifts that you have been born with, that you have been blessed with, that you are able to take something and blow it up bigger than what you could ever imagine. So you need to be open to putting yourself in an uncomfortable place every single day. I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest things that I hear from people is that it feels really uncomfortable when they do their workout every single day. They get too sore. When they eat clean, they don't like how they have to be separate from their family. They don't like how they're put in a box, basically, that they're doing it alone. Just a lot of uncomfortable things that people tell me why they quit this or that. And so the bottom line is, you're not tapping into your belief system of who you have been made to be, and who you've been made to, or who made you, and who is guiding your life, and the talents that he's given you you've got to tap into that. Okay. Here's a hard one. Let go of everything that you know about people. So I had recently had a couple of coaches that told me from my call last week, they said, I have a fear of talking to people about the business. I have a fear of talking to people about joining me. I could talk to them about buying a challenge pack all day long and starting their fitness journey, but I have a fear of, inviting them to do the business with me. And so I asked one coach, why? And she said, mostly because I don't understand the business. I don't understand. And so, what is my answer to that? My best friend's Google, and my best friend is the FAQ, and wonderful YouTube videos, and lots of crazy notes. I mean, I take notes like crazy, and I draw out things. There is absolutely no reason why you can't have confidence in this business and learning it. And, I put Natasha on the spot last week, and I said, do you understand this? And she said, well, kind of. And I'm like, I don't care if we're here till 5 o'clock. You're going to understand it. I'm taking the time to do it. But yes, until you're confident in the business, and until you are learning, if you're here for a month, you should have gone through Coach Basics. You should be learning how to talk to people. You don't have to know everything. In fact, I don't even know all the stuff that goes into being a 5-star diamond, because I don't need to know it right now. I need to know how to run a team. If I have more than 2 coaches, or if I want to have more than 2 coaches, then I'm learning how to talk to them about how they're going to make money, and talk to them about how they can invite more people to the team. So the next thing is to let go of your need for permission and perfection. So people are not going to give you permission to post about the things that you are passionate about. You're going to get people that disagree with you, no matter what it is, no matter how you talk about it, no matter what you're saying about it. People are going to disagree with you. And a lot of times it's people that you don't expect, and people that you love a whole lot. But in this business, something that is really hard for people to understand when we're getting started and we're seeking people's approval, is that we're not in it to get every single person that we know on our team. We're not in it to get every single person that we know. We want to get people that will love and appreciate and join into conversation on Facebook, join into conversation when you hang out with them, that they enjoy the same things that you enjoy, that you could hang out with them. You could go on an all-day, camping trip and have a blast with them. If you're going out with the people that are constantly being negative on your Facebook page, they're not your tribe. And they're not going to probably ever join your business if they're spending a lot of their time arguing with you about anything. And not that I'm telling you that you need to find people that are just like you. You need to find people that will love you for who you are and support you and engage with you, even if they don't agree with it. Those are your tribe people. Now, there are probably qualifications that you're looking for specifically, because, we all have things that we enjoy. We want to have people. So let go of your need for permission that every single person is going to jump on board with you and be excited and happy, because they don't. So when you get to that point, you're just going to try every single day. And the part that I am at, that I hope and pray that all of my coaches can get to, is a cool part and a peaceful part where uncertainty doesn't bother you. That, yeah, it may give you kind of a knot in your stomach when people say no, or when someone that you've really, really wanted for a long time, when they say no. And I honestly know that as I've seen my business play out, that it is God who places people on my team at the right time. It may not even be my time. It may take years, or a year, or months and months and months. But when I'm trusting him and I'm looking for that peaceful part of uncertainty, is they're not saying yes now. They're not even liking what I'm posting about. I mean, I've had coaches really hate on stuff that I post about and then become a coach later. So what you're looking for is that cool part and that peace that you have in every single day doing the same stuff that you're supposed to do, the vital behaviors. So when you get to that part, this is what I feel. I mean, this is why I was excited to change the way that our team did our invites and that we could maybe participate together, is because even when I watched other people do it, I had this energy and excitement from doing my work every single day, even if nothing came out of it. And I've told that to some people that I've talked to about coaching. I'm like, it makes me so happy to wake up and do my job, even if no one says yes. Like, there's an excitement in inviting people to do a job that you love doing, even if no one says yes at the end of the week. You're looking for that energy and that excitement in this business that you'll keep going. So every single day when you're getting up, you're going to walk into it with fear and uncertainty, but also sandwiching it with your belief and your ability to figure it out. So how many times have I gone to a conference, or, I mean, Natasha and Jelena went to Smart Success the first time this year, and I know they were listening to me talk, and I've been excited. I'm always excited about it. Even the day that I leave, I'm excited for next year. And so when you are believing in your ability, that you are smart enough, you're capable enough, that you can figure things out, then it doesn't matter what happens. That uncertainty is almost a fuel for you to learn more, to buy more books, to engage more, to watch more YouTube videos. Nothing is more draining than to be around someone that asks the same questions all the time, because they don't have that energy. They don't have that spark. They don't have the drive to learn more, to get more out of what they're reading. If they watch a 3-minute YouTube video about Team Cycle Bonus, but they're still asking you over and over and over about how to do it, and they've not taken the time to look at their volume and draw it out so that they can learn, then, they're not believing in their ability and trusting in they're smart enough to figure this out. If you've been able to pay bills, you can do it. so it is it's just a different place that you have to get. So the next price that we pay, the next cost, is the people in our life. There are people in our life that are not going to understand. There are people in our life that are going to be judgmental. Unfortunately, there are people that are going to reject us. And so having that social fear is usually a cost that a lot of people are not willing to make. They're not willing to pay for that. And it is hard all the time, because you're always going to be inviting, if you're doing your vital behaviors and you're always inviting more people into your life, you're welcoming more fear, more fear of rejection. You're welcoming more abandonment from people that you've even known for a long time, and even more judgment. The more that you welcome people into your life, and you know this, the more relationships that you gain, the more relationships you lose. So it's a give and take, and always that's what you're looking at. So, if you want to be the happiest person in the world, then you need to go move to Montana and not have anyone there, because with this business, you're always inviting more people into it. So thinking that there's going to be a day where no one is going to reject you and no one is going to judge you is living in a false sense of Beachbody world. So what I have usually found in my coaches that tell me that they experience this and how sad and how uncomfortable it is, because believe me, I have shed many tears from my family rejecting me, my family judging me, good friends, judging me. And I can relate to any of you that are dealing with that. But here's what I have decided is that they don't know what I'm working on. They don't know what's on my bookcase. They don't know the time that I've spent. Because I even think, do you know how many times I've gone to Smart Success and heard how I need to search for great people to be around? They have no idea how much personal development that I've done. They have no idea what's going on in my head and my heart. And they have no idea the purpose that God has revealed to me at this season in my life for me to move forward in this. So with their rejection and their fear of, what I'm doing and where I'm going, that judgment is coming off of something inside of them. That they're not understanding where you're wanting to go in this business. They cannot understand one bit about why you work out every day. They don't understand why, I post a big picture of watermelon and I talk about, for short, genetically modified watermelon. See, people that are going to be in my tribe will understand what GM watermelon is. And so I know I, put all these subliminal things in my posts searching for people that are going to want to talk to me. So be purposeful in, what you're doing and knowing that you're going to have people that are not going to understand where you're going in this. And that part is not easy. So that cost right there is usually the breaking point for a lot of people is, you can get past the uncertainty because most people, we don't know what happens tomorrow, nor do we control it. But when people start, killing over in your life and you even get new people that say, oh, you're crazy, especially if you're on Instagram, getting people that might not agree with you, strangers, that can hit you. I, had a really bad Instagram experience where people were talking bad about the military and I said something and, the backlash was awful. So even getting, some of that noise out of your head is going to be hard. But getting to that point, understanding that people do not know what you're capable of. So these people that are causing you issues or saying no to you, they don't know what you're capable of. They are not gauging anything that you're doing. So these workouts that you're doing every day, I'm sure that some of you get, messages that if you're inviting people and they say, I can't believe that you do that every day. I could never, with all my kids or with, I could never spend that kind of money on myself. I don't even know how you're eating enough food for all the amount that you work out. And I'm like, it's just 30 minutes. Like I burn more calories sometimes laughing with my kids than I do in my workout. So, they're not gauging they're gauging their belief system off of what you're doing. And it has no bearings on where you're going and how you're doing it and what you're learning. They don't know what you're doing. So think about all of that stuff. If you have to pull these notes out when someone makes a bad comment and say, they don't know where I'm going, they don't know what I've done, they don't know the books that I've read, they don't know the research that I've done, and believe that you are in the right place for them to, say whatever they want because you are doing all the things that you need to be doing. So who you are, even before this day as a coach, who you have been as a coach previously does not have anything to do with where you're going. So from this day forward, if you're going to be changing your belief system, if you're going to be hugging uncertainty every single day and say, you know what, I'm just going to have peace with you because it doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I know that I'm supposed to be doing. So what energy and habits and value will you bring to your business today? If you're going to, hug and let those people roll away, do the hug and roll, hug uncertainty and sorry, I had to use that. and what energy and what habits and what value are you going to bring into your business? Because this is your business. This is who you are. And when I think of the word coach, I think of team. And I love that they've called us coaches, because if you're building this business, then you're looking for a team to be with you. And so I absolutely love my team members, and I love that I have you girls on the call, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking to be in this place in whatever time and season that you can do this. So most people do not have the guts to get to this point. Most people, I've had quite a few coaches quit in the last few weeks, and for one reason or another, and that's okay. It's not for them anymore, and it's not where they want to be going. And I think a lot of it has to do with fear, because of all the things that I've mentioned. So at the end of the day, you can take the uncertainty, and you have to choose what you stand for. You have to choose what you stand for in this business. You have to choose for what your brand is, what your passions are. And you get to make a decision of, what are you going to go to bed at night and feel good about? Are you going to feel good if you don't have non-negotiables of doing your vital behaviors every single day? Because let me tell you, if I miss a workout, I feel really bad about it. Not because I care that it, keeps my body in a physique or a health or whatever, but because I've made it a habit and it's a non-negotiable for me. If I miss a day where I've not at least asked or talked to 3 people, sent a message and said, hey, I would love to talk to you about joining my team. If I've not done that for at least 3 people, because life can be crazy, then I think I can't go to bed without doing it. So I know what I want to stand for in this business, and I know what kind of leader I want to be for you guys. And I'm telling you right now that until you realize what kind of leader you want to be, what you stand for, what your brand is, what your passions are, you're never going to be a leader of a team to be able to tell them to do the same thing. So showing up to what you need to show up to and not worrying about the uncertainty or the people is where you're going to need to be to even pursue any kind of greatness or betterment in the Beachbody business. So the ironic thing that I have seen is when, a lot of people have asked me, especially that know me really well, well, are your parents coaches? And I'm like, yeah. But let me tell you, it took me 2 years to do that. And I don't even remember how it happened, but it happened because I just told my mom, I don't understand why you just order Shakeology. I don't want to deal with that. Like, can't you just be a coach? Like, can't you just do it? What's the big deal? And so I saw it as she didn't want to support me. And for some people that have bought Shakeology for a while and I haven't talked to them about it, I think, what am I afraid of? I know that they support me. They obviously order Shakeology. So why would I not want to talk to them? So when you don't share this with people, no, obviously no one will join you, but when you don't share this with people, when you don't show up to your vital behaviors every single day, you're being a coach in silence. And when I thought of that, when I thought, I kind of feel funky today and I don't really want to talk to anyone. And, I have a 7-day rule because I have goals and dreams for my family. So I have a 7-day rule that I will at least do 3 people even on Sunday, because I care about people and I want people to be healthier. So I've said this before, but I feed my kids on Sunday. So I do a little bit of work. And if I'm going to do mom work, then I'm going to do my dream work. So stopping and starting is on you. If you're going to stop and start in this business, if you're going to do one workout and then you're not going to do a workout for 4 days, that's on you. You have put yourself in a higher position. When I got our job at my church in Arizona, I remember the children's director handed me the booklet and I signed the back of it like it was a booklet. And I handed it back to her and she said, "Don't you need to read it?" And I said, "I don't, because I know when you work for a church, you're held to higher standards and there are certain things that you don't do. I said, well, I pretty much have those standards for my life anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But, when you're a coach, you should hold yourself to higher standards than you have for your customers. So that means that you're showing up to do your workout, to do your challenge group. You're checking in on your customers in the challenge group. You're liking posts. You're engaging with them. You're seeking out new people. You're being consistent on Facebook. You're sharing value. You're sharing your life. So when you pause on your mission for changing, whatever your community is, whatever your network of, your people are, when you pause on that mission and you say, I just can't pull out anything. Like I told April sometimes, like when we've had a lot of stress, that I've pulled posts out of my butt because I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. It literally, like, I'm just coming up with it. I am not thinking about it. I'm not planning it. I'm coming up with it because this is a stressful time, but I've got to show up. I've got to show up. Not that I think people expect that of me. They're not probably on Facebook like, where's Brooke? She hasn't posted anything. But if I went days and days without that, or I went days and days in silence and no one saw me or heard from me, I know some of you would worry. So, I didn't show up to a Saturday morning call and I had all these, I wonder if she's okay. What happened to her? Like, my house burned down and you guys are worried about it. So, all right, we're getting close. So the third thing is that we have a cost for might be the hardest thing. They're all hard, but the struggle. So the hardship, the difficulty, the sacrifice that you have to make to grow this business. So I listed a couple things. You probably can list a couple things if you're taking notes, but I've sacrificed time with my family. I've sacrificed sleep. I've even sacrificed time with friends because I have decided that I do not have friend calls very much anymore. I don't have time to have friend calls. And it's a season of my life, and, outside of my coaches, Jelena Buford, but, I have been honest with people and have said, I don't have a lot of time. I have a lot of time for my business, and I have my children, and when Wes comes home from work. That's what I'm working on right now. So, thankfully a lot of my best friends are in the business, and that just works out to be just golden because we can have friend talks as well. But sad for my friends that are not, because, they probably feel like I've abandoned them. But so what are you going to struggle with? This is what I think is the biggest question of all about struggle. Do you want to struggle with discipline of getting every single thing that you want out of life through this business? Or do you want to struggle with failure and regret? So, and when I say failure, it's not failure in this business because we fail every day. I'm talking about
stories. Hi, Brooke.
Hi.
It's nice to see you like faces and moving around. It's kind of cool. Hi, Brooke.
I don't know what happened. It might have been my internet.
You hate us.
No, it was my internet was like disappeared. So I'm sorry. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm really sorry. Okay. All right. So my favorite thing to say is we're going to struggle with looking silly and a hot mess, because never in my life did I ever let people see me without makeup on. I mean, literally, when I used to go to the gym, I would show up at Jelena's house afterwards with makeup on. I just didn't. I grew up with a mother that fixed her hair and put makeup on, and she, left the house in that every single time. And I go to the store now without makeup on, and I just think, who am I? Like, that just, that is not who I am. So you're going to struggle with something. It is deciding what you're going to struggle with and how you're going to struggle with it. Because there is success. What the most ironic thing to me, and I've shared this of talking to successful coaches, is you think you will arrive. You will get to be a 5-star or a 7-star or even a 15-star, and people will just lay at your feet and say, please add me to your team. Please send me your link. Now tell me how to do this, because I will do whatever you say. You think people will do that? They don't. You still have to work. You still have to be consistent. It is insane to think that you're going to get to a point where you're not going to struggle anymore, or you're not going to have hardship or difficulty, because it doesn't matter what level of success that you have. People will always be there. You hope that people will always be there, because if you don't, you won't continue to be successful. But with that will come struggle and hardship. So what do you decide today, from now on? Where are you going to go, and how are you going to go to bed tonight, and how good are you going to feel about, sorry about my chaos back here, but I have a family. But where are you going to be, and how are you going to move forward to tomorrow? We're starting a new month, and we're a few months away from Summit, and my wheels are turning about, what we're going to be doing and how this team is going to grow. And I'm not a pushy coach, and my coaches know that I am a snail mover coach, and I appreciate coaches that are doing the business every day and moving at a slow speed, because we have people that matter right now in our life, and that is, there's nothing more important than our family. So I'm patient with that, but with that, I'm talking to you about in this call about pursuing your dreams. Outside of them, while they matter, and they matter so much, this has a lot to do with them. I cringe inside when Wes talks about getting a job when he gets out of the military. And I've told him this, but my dreams are to take everything that I just told you and to work off of that every single day, and to get a clear vision about what I'm going to do, and how I'm going to go to bed at night, and what I'm going to feel good about. And it is doing all of these things. And so take note on what your dream is and how you're going to move forward with your business. You with me? Anybody have any questions about our morning calls, about anything that I've talked about the last few weeks, if you've been here? Anybody? I hope you saw in our Summit group that they're opening up. If you have coaches on the wait list, tell them that they're going to get an email soon. Hallelujah. It's exciting. All right, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being on the call. Bye.